seek refuge in Allah with this fortress to protect me from the wild beasts. But he sat there out in front of the fortress, only saying, A'udhu billah, bihadha al-husn al-hasin, and he never went inside. And so the beast ate him up because he only made his isti'adha, but he did not act upon it. Indeed, he did not actually seek the protection that the fortress actually gave. And so as it tells us, as Allah tells us in Surah Al-Dhariyat, verse 50, فَفِرُّوا إِلَى اللَّهِ إِنِّي لَكُمْ نَذِيرٌ مُبِينٌ. And run, escape to Allah, for surely I am a clear warner. And so the Prophet, peace be upon him, was told to tell his followers that you should escape to Allah. So you don't escape into nothingness.
Bam. I greet you in the words of Assalamu alaikum, which means peace and blessings be upon you. And I mentioned both Jesus and Muhammad's names. Peace be upon them both, because they were both messengers of truth and reality. And you know, when you're looking at the Underground Railroad TV show, this is a live call-in show. Everybody, you know, talk about the crime and violence in the community. And we're going to be talking about Ben Wilson. You know, he was a basketball player from Simeon. And he was the top basketball player in the nation. And he got killed in Chicago on Vincennes with his girlfriend at that time watching, Miss Rush watching. I may be saying it wrong. But let me get on down. His brother is here. And we're going to talk. And I have co-host, Alderman Jones. I don't know, we talk on the phone all the way. Shalom.
Shalom.
Brother Jeff Wilson.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. One of my heroes here. One of my heroes here. Brother Jones, definitely.
You know what? We're going to ask some questions, and please first, you know, introduce yourself.
I'll start with the, elders first. Give honor towards the elder.
I'm Virgil Jones Eel, and I am the Deputy Consulate General of the Moorish Science Temple, post number 1, with the Grand Sheikh of Marcel Walter Neal. I was a former alderman and ward committeeman also.
Yes.
And my name is Jeffrey Wilson. I am the brother of the late, great Ben Wilson, also co-founder of the Law 25 Foundation now, and also the director of community relations.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. I want to thank you, man, for accepting the invitation. And like I said, very, very sorry. You know what? It's like no matter what high school you went to.
That's right.
When you heard that this brother got killed, even though he was a rivalry between Simeon and Hyde Park, he was like devastated, man. I mean, tell us, man, what for the individuals, it may be individuals from a different generation that did not know what happened.
Right.
Tell us.
Well, first of all, I know my mom. I'm going to give honor to my mom, Mary Wilson. My mom passed away December 23rd, 2000. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here. Of course, Benji and a lot of other people, as far as her movement.
Magic Johnson
working
was his nickname.
Well, not quite.
Okay.
But as far as my mom working with great Mayor Harold Washington, Eugene Sawyer, the late great R. Eugene Pincham, and as well as former Alderman Virgil Jones, and just so many other dignitaries and the politicians around the city and the state here. But my brother was considered the future of basketball. He was the first player out of the state ranked the top high school basketball player in this United States of America.
Yes.
So he was I'm going to put it to an analogy, what LeBron James is now, what he was coming out of high school, that type of attention and true hype was on my big brother. So just not just a phenomenal basketball player, but just a tremendous young man of character and personality as well too.
Yes.
And unfortunately, my brother was a victim of the street violence here in our city. And this is a movement that I'm bestowed upon to do as far as what my mom started. And I know what my brother Ben would want me to do too.
It's the legacy. This the legacy. Okay.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
understand.
She passed it on to me.
Alhamdulillah.
I was her hip.
Praise
Yeah,
be to Allah.
through all the big time stars, and Mayor Washington was one of my heroes, and I was right there as a 10, 11, 12-year-old boy, just absorbing all this greatness, you know.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. You had a question?
Well, your dad, he was involved too.
No, definitely.
You know, I remember your dad was involved with Reverend Al Sampson.
Yes, sir.
He was involved with Bill Parker, a commitment of the 17th Ward.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I came in contact with you all.
Yes.
And your mother was very active in politics.
Oh, very.
She wasn't a sideliner.
Almost ran for office, but
One of the things I want to ask you, Trina, I want to say this today, and I'm going to ask some brothers and sisters out there in the street today. I want y'all to stop killing each other.
yes, that's the movement. That's the plan. Definitely.
You know, I read a little note from the Ku Klux Klan. They said, "We're so glad y'all killing each other. We happy.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that,
Yeah.
because we don't have to worry about going to jail or nothing. We're
That's
going to
right.
let y'all go to jail."
One of my first occurrences was that, because I'm a huge hip hop fan, I'm an artist on a quiet tip, but Public Enemy album had a skit of the Ku Klux Klan talking about, you know, we're glad that you ends are killing each other, continue to do the job that we don't have to do anymore. So I was a 15-year-old boy, and I was just startled by that, like, wow, you know, that really is one of the motivations that has really shaped me over my years within realizing what our problem is. We have to really, I feel, reconsider our learning. And it's a spiritual transformation I feel our people have to take. And that's the movement that we're about. We really care. I know you care. A lot of people in the city of Chicago care. And it's a point of having the time to be with these children that really need it. I think there's too much hype and just, I think, out of the side, out of your neck talking within this and that, this and that. I mean, the children really need someone that really, really cares. And hey, I'm one of them. You know, my phone number is open all the time. So,
Can you know what? Can you give the individuals a visual of what happened that day to your brother? Just a visual, so you can explain it to them. They could sort of see it through your eyes.
Oh wow, it's painful. I mean, it's painful. And there's some other experiences that I can talk about, but just from me, the heart here. I spoke about this during one of our events on the 7th, 8th, and 9th we had as far as the foundation. I spoke about the day when it happened.
Yes.
We attended Ruggles Elementary School. My brother and I, Anthony, were students there. And the time, this is spiritual aspect here that is very powerful, still startles me now.
Yes.
That me and my younger brother, Ant, threw up at the same time. No one else in the school did. Everybody ate the same lunch. But for some strange reason, it was me and my younger brother that was throwing up. And the guy was like, hey, your brother's throwing up in the other room. So it happened around 12:37 that day, November 20th, 1984. And I went to library class the following moments after that. And I started to hear my brother's voice. Wow. Like I got shot. I was just hearing him. And it just startled the heck out of me. So when my brother Curtis picked us up from the school, and we was coming down the street, two of the school's teachers from Ruggles Elementary School were there in front of our house.
Yes.
And that was kind of strange, you know. And moments later, we saw a Channel 5 news truck coming down the street. I thought they were going across the street to the Catholic school, St. Dorothy's there.
Yes.
They parked right in front of our house. So moments later, I got some nachos. I seen the broken glass of the Thanksgiving potato pot my mom was cooking. My brother went back to play ColecoVision. Y'all know that's kind of old school.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And my brother Curtis called me up. He was like, you know, in his monogamous type of deep voice, Jeff, something I gotta tell you, it's not good. Benji got shot and he's not doing well. And I just went berserk.
Went to St. Bernard Hospital.
I just went berserk. Yeah, and it still, you know, haunts me today. So each time a young brother or sister out here is killed, it re-triggers that feeling in me all the time. So I'm definitely a testimony to the cause, a testimony of what's going on out here.
You hear that y'all got to stop the violence.
That's right.
Got a phone call.
Okay. Okay, Carla, go ahead and beat the drums, Carla. Speak.
Beat your drums.
Hello?
Beat the drums.
Yes, I just wanted to say,
Almost said speak on it.
Yeah, come on.
Carla, go ahead and beat your drums. Go ahead.
All right. I just want to say to Brother Wilson,
Okay,
you know
we
what?
cannot
I thank
hear
you for the work
anything
that
out
you're
here.
doing in the community. And you're a testament. You truly are. And I know that your brother would be so proud of you.
Oh, thank you,
and
sister.
I also want to
Yeah,
say that I'm happy to see Brother Virgil Jones back on the show.
Yes.
I've been missing him. We
Oh,
need
yeah.
him. We need an elder with that wisdom. So I'm
Definitely.
glad to see him back. Thank you for doing this show.
Thank you, sister. Thank you.
Alhamdulillah.
Well, one of the things that during that time and era, you were younger, but they were killing each other just because of certain colors. All right. No, not that I had your brother did anything to
Oh
anybody.
no, I'm really him. I mean, I'm just shorter, didn't grow to be 6'9", 6'8 and a half. But
What do you want to say to a lot of these young people out here?
come talk to me. You know, my mom talked to the killers. My mom visited the prisons, and it was a change in effect. And that was the thing that really got a lot of people in this city, and it spread it through the state and the nation as far as, wow, my brother was a sacrifice. My pastor is a Israelite minister.
What's his name?
Dr. Eliah. And I met other rabbis of Israel and everything. And in Israel, they was like, we knew about your brother. We kept seeing his face. It was something about his death that really we feel that can be a testament to actually change the way our people are killing each other. That's why I feel the doc had a little bit of effect. I feel within my brother's death, it had an effect within really, you know what, let's put the guns down.
Yes.
One of the memories I have when some of the potential murderers came to my mind was like, I thought about Ben, had to see you because Miss Wilson, I want to blow this guy's head off.
Yes.
You know, so from that being said, 25 doesn't just represent Benji's basketball number, but definitely hope. And that's what it's about. Definitely. So.
Now, you know, the individuals that, you know what, this is a live show.
Yeah.
Please call in, please. You know, the individuals that did do harm to him, that did take his life.
Yeah.
Were they caught that day?
Yeah.
What did they have to go through?
Yeah, they were actually caught that night. I know in the documentary there was a lot of errors in the doc. We're not going to get into that, but I'm glad that it happened. And it wasn't for my love and effort starting back in '98 to make. I'm still trying to do the movie, by the way, too.
Oh, a movie?
And a book and some other things are coming about too. But it was hurtful, and that's.
Yes.
I mean, as far as them having the murderer on there and to really his testimony of like, well, I'm not a criminal, and
Yes.
we're not going to harp on him, but yeah, but it's just horrible. Yeah,
It's bad. You know, it's bad. Like I said, he was not in any illegal activity, no gangs.
brother was an athlete, A student. He had to take care of me and aunt, take care of my mom, take care of Papa on 63rd Street, take care of a lot of other up-and-coming young basketball players, friends that were ambitious just like him. I mean, he was constantly on the basketball court in the gym with Coach Hambrick. I mean, you know, all these rumors over the years I've been hearing, your brother was a Blackstone. I'm gonna tell you something, Chicago is a really funny city.
Mm-hmm.
I have gangster disciples that look out for me. I'm not a gangster disciple.
Yes.
I have Blackstones that look out for me. I'm not a Blackstone.
Yes.
I have Vice Lords that look out for me. I'm not a Vice Lord. It's
Yes.
out of love and respect
Yes.
as far as, hey, you know what? You an example that we're gonna put out there as far as doing something positive that's gonna represent us. But we know about the gang banging aspect, why it's gang banging. See, the Irish, the Italians and everything came over here, and they did it for decades
Yes.
and got away with it. And I met an Italian man that told me, you know what, we spread it down to the inners to be the victims of society to promote the jails,
Yes.
the court system aspect of things, and the murder rate.
Yes.
You know, and that's really just destroyed me.
So what you're saying is the same thing I say.
Yes, sir.
That I say that crime does pay. You agree?
So, yeah. Ironically, right?
It pays,
Ironically,
it
right?
pays everybody who supplies whatever product in the criminal justice system, whether it's clothes for the jail, shoes, whatever. You agree with that?
I 100% agree. I mean, $10 a minute for a phone call in prison.
No, 15 cents.
It's 15 cents.
15 cents.
Yeah, I got the information from Operation Push, Jonathan Jackson.
15 cents.
was 15 cents a minute.
Yeah, it's 15 cents.
Well, I heard it was like $10 a minute in some instances. But anyway, just the whole aspect really is true that people invest in prison as far as, these are, commodities.
Prison industrial
right,
complex.
Right. So, I mean, young brothers, you can come talk to me. You can get the information from Brother Clifton to get in contact with me. I mean, we have to stop some way, somehow combat this, decrease it some way.
Where's your foundation at?
We don't have a office space like it was back in the past, but
so you need somebody to donate you some office space.
Well,
definitely. Definitely.
Donate.
Definitely.
I said donate.
There you go.
To donate. I want to ask you, this is a live show. Please call in. It's all about stopping the violence, whether you're in Chicago, the suburbs, or wherever. But I want to ask you, there's somebody right now looking at this show right now, and they're thinking, I'm going to go out and kill somebody. Or they had to go to an initiation to show my love for the family that I'm trying to join. Gangs, Can you talk to them? Can you convey a message to them?
You are putting coals of fire on your soul. From a spiritual aspect that you do not see, you are already dead. When you take someone else's life, according to the covenant of what I follow, what I dedicated myself to be, I had to really die again to be here today within what I experienced. I almost committed suicide twice in my life, and I could have been like a assassin, like Kill Bill, of the hurt that I felt with my brother. So I speak from experience, brother. I speak from experience. I'm the real deal. Yeah. Trust me. Basketball court, whatever, I'll talk trash, but it's love, and that's what it's about with me. I'm about love. I'm about peace. My name means God's peace, Jeffrey. So I'm going to tell you, before you do that, contact me or think about your life when you take that life, because when you murder someone, it's going to happen right to you. And one of the examples I love to give is one of my favorite movies called Tales from the Hood. When the angel came to tell the brother, don't do it. And he was saying, I don't give a F. And the angel had to leave because he was rebellious. And the murderers came to him and said, we don't give a F neither, so-and-so. And now that life is gone, it's tormented forever. Yes. So that's what you up against. It may seem like nothing now. You be like, y'all, whatever, that dude don't know what you're talking about. Dude, I'm the real deal. I wear the chain around my neck my brother played and died in, homie. All right? Please.
And you didn't kill nobody.
I didn't. You know what? It wasn't for my mom and for the Most High Yah, I would not be here. Seriously. Definitely.
Next caller, go ahead and beat the drums.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening, brother.
Jeffrey, I would not even play with this. This is too important a subject. But when you in that special, and you said you were in school, and you heard your brother say, "I got shot."
Yes, sir.
I identified with that directly because I was 10 years older than Ben, and we used to play at the South Shore Wire on maybe a Thursday night.
Okay.
Best guys in the city against guys that had played in college and so forth and so on. Meet up and play every week. But there was one night he was working out on his own out at Cole Park. I was driving over to my parents' house, and I saw him out there just working on his shot. He was totally by himself out there on that court.
Wow.
See?
And I parked. I didn't know him personally. I knew him from playing on the court, but I didn't know him as a friend or anything. A little bit older than him, but I parked and I watched him work out, and I swear this eerie feeling came over to me that some kind of ill will was going to come to him, and I wished that time I would have been able to walk over to him to tell him protect himself in the clinches.
Okay.
Wow.
And this actually happened. And then I went to Pittsburgh for my brother's funeral, and that was the weekend it happened. On the national news, it came over. It was just a weird thing, man. But when you said that, I could identify with you because I had a feeling like that came to me. Wow. So I know he's in a good place. I just know as a result of all of those things.
Yeah, spirit doesn't lie, right, brother. Thank
you.
You
want to leave your number in the back for the brother? You want his number?
Yeah, definitely. I'll get in contact with him.
Leave your number in the back.
Yeah.
Next caller, go ahead and beat the drums. Go ahead, caller. What's the call? Go ahead, caller. Okay, go ahead, Alderman. You got it.
Well, I'm really hoping that someone will voluntarily give you some space so you'll be able to reach a lot more young people. And some of these foundations that they got will give you some money so that you can have some young people to go out and work in the streets, all right, to talk to these young people.
That's
I
right.
talk to them every day.
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to tell you, and I think you will agree, these young people ain't no dummies.
Oh no, they're great. They're
They
geniuses.
tell me about the Noble, Drew Ali, all that kind of stuff. And I didn't even know they knew that.
Oh, beautiful. Right.
But they're smart.
Oh, definitely.
And they know what's really going on now. They just need to have an organization. All right? I ain't talking about no street organization.
Right, really, right.
All right? Where they all can come to a place and be at peace.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
Carla, go ahead and beat the drums, Carla. Okay, you know what? This is a live call-in show. Go ahead and finish your.
Yeah, because, you know, I did social work with street gangs. Everything from the Simon City Royals, the Insane Deuces,
Insane.
Wow.
all right, Stones, Pimp Stones, all of them. And I understand that. That was before I became a policeman. That's why I could have a relationship with a lot of them, because they knew me before that. And a lot of things they talked to me about, I never told anybody. Till the day.
Wow.
You know what? Actually, after doing my information, I saw that he had a son.
Yeah.
What type of effect has this had on his son? And do you carry the baton and look after his son? And
Yeah, I carried for the baton, definitely, I feel, because no one else seemed to care about the legacy to a point. When I started back in '98 trying to do the movie at first, people were like, oh, what an amazing story, but that's Chicago. I spoke with Scoop Jackson. He was a mentor towards me, through the years I was trying to get this done. He was like, well, Jeff, all due respect, people around the country don't know your brother. I was like, well, I beg to differ, So I've took it upon myself and I'm still doing it. But as far as with Brandon, all I can say is that we love him. There is another side of the story to some things, and I hope soon that Chatham Rush Rivers, now she's remarried, can one day speak about what is what, and then I'll be able to address comments and statements about what she says afterwards. But we love her. I know it's a traumatic experience that's happened to her. I mean, she was with my brother when he was shot.
yes.
And my mom told me what happened. I was in the hospital actually, but she told me that how she was just shaking and just uncontrollably crying constantly. And yeah, it's a lot more stories too, but I know it's a half-hour show.
Now
so
you're gonna make a movie out of. You're attempting to make a movie.
Oh
out.
yeah, that's one of the goals.
Have you talked to any top Hollywood producers?
Yeah. I'm going to keep that, disclosed right now. But
Okay.
as soon as everything is set, you'll be one of the first to know. Definitely.
Now, we got 5 minutes. You got a question?
Well,
We got 5 minutes left.
Have you talked to, what's his name, the little guy with the glasses that go to the Knicks games all the time?
What's really
Spike
funny
Lee.
about that? Back in '91, my mom sent him this book that she wrote. This is the book that my mom wrote. We're gonna do another one. That's another little bit of controversy how the book came
In the
about.
library.
Right, library. There you go. Right.
And if it's not there, you can request that
Right.
they bring it there.
Right. But Spike Lee sent the book back and everything back. And a lot of people were saying, well, it's a New York, Chicago thing. New York got their reputation of being the supreme, ruler in basketball, and we feel we are Chicago. I mean, all my Chicago boys be like, yeah, we are, really. I mean, statistically over the past, say, 40 years, it's been Chicago.
Well, I'm going to say this. You're not,
No disrespect towards New York.
You're
but
not saying this. I'm saying this.
There you go.
If he has the ability, which he does, to make a movie out of your brother's life story, I think nobody should go to his movies in Chicago. I
Thanks
said
for
that.
Thank
You didn't say that.
Excuse me.
Hey, Spike, come holler at me, brother.
Tyler Perry. Okay. You know what we have? Assalamu alaikum to everyone. But we have 3 minutes left. And I want to thank you for accepting the invitation.
Thank you.
And do you have any closing comments, message that you would like to convey to the people? 3 on 3.
Contact me. There is hope. There is a chance. Don't let these things out here that has happened to so many families, young brothers, babies, teenagers, young daughters, young sons that have lost their lives in these streets of Chicago, really nationwide. You all are a strength within what I experienced. With the unity and love and what you feel and the hurt that you feel, it can transform to something great that my mom demonstrated to me, and we can make a difference, definitely. It's gonna take unity, it's gonna take time, it's gonna take patience. For the young brothers, please think about what you're doing. A gun doesn't make you tough. We used to fist fight, and if a man got beat up, that was respect. Let me add this too to the brothers out there. When you steal from a man, you can replace what you stole from that man. You beat a man up, in time his wounds will heal. But if you kill, there is no tomorrow for that man. Yes. There's no working anything out. That life is gone forever.
And you said you're looking for somebody to donate some space to.
Yes,
then
definitely.
they can get in contact with Cliff.
Right, get in contact with Cliff or you.
Yeah. Alderman Jones said you can get in contact with him, and you know what? I want to thank you for coming on Underground Railroad.
Thank you, brother.
Powerful.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
You and Dr. Lee Warren, inshallah. I hope you stay with us on the other side, because we're going to talk about, well, let's send that up. But I hope you can stay with us for other segment.
Oh, definitely, definitely. Anytime. I hope this won't be my last time being here. I would love to come on back and talk to some more issues and things that are, affecting our city and our youth and all. So,
yes.
And since this goes all over the country, I hope that Spike Lee hears what I said. And one of the things that Yeshua said, the last
it is almost
order
like a person,
he gave to his disciples,
as the Imam Rahimahullah said, it's like a person who was stranded in the desert. And on his journey, he was attacked by wild beasts. And so he ran until he found a fortress. And he stood outside of the fortress and he said, A'udhu billah, I seek refuge in Allah with this fortress to protect me from the wild beasts. But he sat there out in front of the fortress, only saying, A'udhu billah, bihadha al-husn al-hasin, and he never went inside. And so the beast ate him up because he only made his isti'adha, but he did not act upon it. And he did not actually seek the protection that the fortress actually gave. And so as it tells us, as Allah tells us in Surah Al-Dhariyat, verse 50, فَفِرُّوا إِلَى اللَّهِ إِنِّي لَكُمْ نَذِيرٌ مُبِينٌ. And run, escape to Allah, for surely I am a clear warner. And so the Prophet, peace be upon him, was told to tell his followers that you should escape to Allah. So you don't escape into nothingness, into depression or oppression or hayat ad-dunya, but escape to Allah. Firru ilallah. And so we found ourselves with the soul leaving the body. This is a very sacred moment. And there are many hadiths, many traditions. Many scholars have looked into this. Alhamdulillah, in these times, two great scholars of hadith and Islamic studies, Sheikh Nasiruddin al-Albani, in a book called Kitab al-Janaiz, the book of janazas, and Sheikh Umar al-Ashqa in his book Al-Yawm al-Akhir. They did a tremendous job in sifting through the traditions to find those that are authentic traditions, so that we would not be